Hello everyone! So today, Bernard and I are going to talk about one of the most important themes in the literature, that is a metaphor. A metaphor is a direct comparison between two things, avoiding the word like or as. Instead of saying he runs like the wine, we say he is the wine. This makes language more vivid, emotional, and memorable. Metaphors aren't just something you find in the poems or novels, they're everywhere. In music, in speeches, in our daily conversations, politicians, songwriters, and even advertisers use metaphors to make our message stronger. For example, when we say time is money, we mean time is valuable, and wasting it is like wasting money. Or the world is a stage, which comes from Shakespeare, meaning life is a play and we are all actors with different roles. Another one you might hear is he has a heart of stone, which doesn't mean his heart is literally made of rock, but that he's emotionally cold. One of my favorite is the classroom was a zoo. Of course, it's not literally filled with lions and monkeys, but it paints a picture of noise and chaos. Metaphors help us feel the meaning, not just understand it logically. So, metaphors are more than decorative. They're powerful tools for expressing complex or abstract ideas in a way we can connect with.
Exactly, and this is especially true in literature, where authors use metaphors to give deeper meaning to their stories. In Lord of the Flies by William Golding, metaphors are everywhere, and they help us understand the themes of the novel on a much deeper level. One of the strongest metaphors in the book is the Lord of the Flies itself, the pig's head on a stick. On the surface, it's just a gruesome trophy from hand, but it represents the evil and savagery inside each human being. In chapter 8, Simon imagines the Lord of the Flies speaking to him. Fancy thinking the beast was something you could hunt and kill. You know, didn't you? I'm part of you. Page 143. This is not a literal conversation, it's a metaphor for the realization that the beast, the boy's fear, is not an asshole creator, but the darkness within themselves. Another powerful metaphor is the conch shell. In the beginning, it used to call meetings and symbolize order, authority, and civilization. The boys respect it, and whoever holds it has the right to speak. But as time goes on, the boys become more savage, and the conch loses its power. In chapter 11, when the conch is destroyed, along with Pig's death, it's not just a broken shell, it's a complete destruction of law, order, and democracy. On the island, this metaphor is powerful because it shows us the civilization is fragile, and once it's broken, chaos takes over.
The Lord of the Flies and the conch shell are more than just objects in the story. They represent two sides of the boy's world. The conch is civilization, rules and structure, and the Lord of the Flies is chaos, instinct, and darker side of human nature. Golding could have written something simple, like the boy stopped following the rules and became wild, but that wouldn't have the same impact. Through these metaphors, he makes us see and feel that transformation, the shift from innocence to savagery. Metaphors in this novel also invite the writer to reflect on real life if the conch represent our systems and law, and the Lord of the Flies represent our inner capacity for violence, then the novel is also asking us what keeps our own society from falling into chaos.
In conclusion, metaphors in Lord of the Flies are essential to understanding its message. They're not just for decoration. They give depth to the story, helping us to see the invisible forces at work in human behavior. Now, let's see if you are paying attention. Here's a little quiz. What is a metaphor? It's a figure of speech that directly compares two unlike things without using like or as, a way of describing something by saying it's something else. Second question. Give one real-world example of a metaphor and explain its meaning. For example, his words were a knife to the chest. This metaphor suggests that a hurtful impact of someone's word that could kill like a knife. Third question. In Lord of the Flies, what does the Lord of the Flies, the big head, represent? The inherent evil and savagery within humans, representing the beast that the boys fear. Fourth question. What does the conch shell symbolize at the start of the novel? In Lord of the Flies, the conch shell symbolizes order, democracy, and civilization. Fifth question. What does the destruction of the conch metaphorically mean for the boys on the island? The destruction of the conch, it means the end of order, law and civilization on the island, marking the complete descent into savagery of the boys.